Just making sure I can see... Why is it only trying to connect to a single chat? One second, guys, if anyone has turned up for the streams. Probably not, but that's fine. It only tries to connect to one chat. It's only trying to connect to... Why is it only trying to connect to one of the two chats? I don't want the Twitter, I want the link to YouTube. Edit, add in YouTube link. That is the YouTube link. Embed chat and stream. Yeah, you should be showing me the YouTube chat as well, Restream. Why are you only showing me the Twitch chat? Hey, Envious. Hey, Tommy. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Just trying to get my... Right, I'm just going to have to pop the YouTube chat out and not have the YouTube chat on screen because for some reason Restream chat just doesn't want to show me YouTube chat. But that's fine. How are you doing, guys? It's going to be on screen for me, so I'll be able to chat with you regardless of whether it's on screen or not. So this is Between the Stars, which is by Isolated Games. It is a beta version or a prologue version, which is for an unreleased game. They offered me a option to have a look at the game, so I thought, you know what, why not? So the idea behind this game is it's going to be a procedurally generated roguelite with kind of like Klingon, Star Trek Klingon Warbird style combat. And a kind of FTL style map, but with actual kind of like 3D combat. The models are really nice so far. I don't know if these are purchase models. They look a little bit too all together as one art style to be purchased models. Let's play as Jane Scott. You're going to have randomized captains with randomized skills. When you play the game properly, you're going to have permadeath, character development, ship development, very much FTL style, but without the crew management aspect. And in replacing the crew management aspect, you've got this kind of multi-point combat aspect. You've got this kind of multi-directional shielding, multi-directional equipment combat aspect. Now, I don't know how much is this game. It's not currently available, Envious. They're starting their Kickstarter. It's a pre-release game that I've been given an option to play. So I'm just going to have a little go of it. Isolated Games on
Alert. Systems damaged.
warp drive pressure increasing. So that's MAI, which is our kind of AI officer. Now, when I did my test of this, just to make sure it would record or just make sure it would turn up on OBS and to sort of balance the audio, I actually had a male captain and it had a male captain's voice. So they've actually recorded separate voices. So this is my ship and I actually have an array of cannons. You can see like different cannons on my vessel. And the way you control it, quite interesting. You've actually got, Satcraft, you've got full 3D roll. So we've got up and down, we've got left and right, and we've got like basically the equivalent of aileron rolls. And then we've got throttle up and throttle down. So if we throttle up and we throttle down. Now, one thing, I'm just going to have a quick look to see if I can change the UI scale slightly. So let's scale up the UI a bit, just to make it a little easier to read on YouTube. So the power thing at the top is kind of our speed. We can then A and D to rotate, Q and E to turn left and right, and W and S to go up and down, and then the camera is controlled with the mouse, and the sort of the directional camera is our turrets. So we've got our turret control. And then we can assign power. We can assign power to weapons, to shields, or to engines, or we can split power between the three. I'm actually going to up power to my weapons for a bit. Weapons and shielding, because we're about to get into a fight. Because it's the tutorial.
We've been followed. Prepare for attack.
So I'm actually going to roll up, and we're going to go straight after this guy who's above us. And you can see the little flashes as we level down at him. Now we do have a heat bar, so we have a limited amount of time that we can fire for. Ooh, ouch. Someone is shooting at me. Who is it? See if we can get round. He's traveling in that direction, so we want to kind of fire just a little bit in front of him. And actually we're being shot at, so I'm going to increase my movement speed. See if I can take a little bit less damage. Our shields are holding reasonably well. I have to get used to... Hey, Amalate, welcome to stream. What type of game is indie roguelike? Indie roguelike basically refers to those games like Binding of Isaac, things like that, where it's an indie game, so it's developed by a small developer.
Reinforcements incoming. We need more firepower.
And as well as being developed by a small developer, it's a roguelike, so it's kind of random, procedurally generated stuff. So now it gives us the option of using our skills. So right now, one of our skills that we have is a nuke. So I've actually sent a nuke off after this guy. So this guy should hopefully be hit by a nuke. There we go. And then as well as a nuke, I have rapid fire as well. So I'm going to use my rapid fire. I've overheated my weapons now, unfortunately. Oh, that looks nasty. That looks like nasty amount of damage. Our nuke took one of them. We've got two here. One was really close on our tail. I have not played Oxygen Not Included yet. The game doesn't seem to be that demanding on the graphics. They seem to have made some, or done some nice little, not quite cheats, but they seem to have done some nice little bits and pieces to minimize the graphics use. Like, my graphics card isn't being taxed heavily by this in the slightest.
Good work, team.
Let's slow our engines down.
Captain, I've determined this news will cause a decline in crew morale of 64.7%. But I must inform you that the enemy bypassed our shields. 2 casualties confirmed.
So now it wants us to salvage enemy ships. Now this is one thing I think the developers could work on. I think the developers could work on improving the salvage mechanic. Because basically the salvage mechanic is we fly up to a ship and we have to get pretty close. And then we point at the little red dot and we hold left click. But you can see we have to get pretty close. Now, I haven't played deep into this game because I'm new. I just got this game as a sort of, do you want to play this? Do you want to basically have a look at this game before it's finished so that we can get some free advertising from it, essentially. But it seems very like in a lot of roguelites, when you complete an area so the area is no longer dangerous to you or to your character, the game often just kind of like auto-salvages. And I think that would be my advice to them. It's kind of like if there is no threat in an area, like there's no risk and no danger involved, I would recommend sort of adding a kind of auto-salvage mechanic to it, because that's kind of the problem. I do not have a Beast PC, so... I don't own Euro Truck Simulator, so the chance of me doing a stream on it is quite low, because it's not really something I'd buy. Hey, Sacco Games! Welcome to the stream here, Sacco Games. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're just kind of like drifting around now, and this kind of period of drifting around, I could speed it up actually by switching power into my engines, but this period of kind of drifting around collecting salvage, it's peaceful, it does give a nice bookend. I mean, that's what I would say is that if they're doing the drifting around collecting salvage thing as a way of you kind of having a break, in a way, then yeah, I can understand that. It's kind of ebb and flow of gaming. Euro Truck Simulator is a weird game, because like I'm not much of a simulator player. I don't play a lot of simulators, and I certainly I don't think bad of simulators, but I just don't really play a lot of simulators. I really need to swap the mechanics, because A and D for me is not rotate your ship. A and D for me is go left and right. So I'm going to see after this if I can grab mechanic, if I can change the controls. Nope, doesn't look like you can change controls yet. They might be adding that later. So let's go to our inventory. Now, what we just collected is we collected like boxes of goodies from the enemy ships. The boxes of goodies contain credits, a bunch of different resources, including fuel and nanosites and things. So we've got argonian crystals, hardened overite, minosite, proteite. We've got 2 corpses. Luckily, you can mass open these things. And then we also have some parts. So one of the parts we got was an ion reactor. So the ion reactor, additional small reactor located on the outside of the ship's hull, adds reactor of the ship's increasing its power. So we've got some interceptor lasers and some flak. We could replace one of our interceptor lasers with ion reactor. We'd get more power, but we'd have less defense. Intelligent missile launcher, targeted missile launcher. The missiles are able to pass through shields, but can be shot down by enemy armaments. So, did you miss the stream key giveaways for games that cost money? What streams had craft? I haven't given away any games, personally. So this thing is a missile launcher. We've got a nuclear missile launcher. I mean, we could replace our nuclear missile launcher with the guided missile launcher. I'm not really 100% sure how that'll affect it. There's our little missile. So we've got, like, little regular missiles.
What's our current position?
We are currently in the Thamus 6 sector. It is on the outskirts of the Interstellar Republic's headquarters.
If you're around when I'm playing Overwatch, Hirosako, then I usually allow whoever's watching to join. And this is where we get kind of like an FTL vibe from it, is that we can go to any of these areas on the map that we're linked to. At the moment, the only area we're linked to... unfortunately, Envious, my webcam is attached to the top of my computer screen, so that's where it is. It is as close as it's ever going to get, and as far as where it's ever going to get. I can't move it. It is just the webcam that came built in with the screen.
Which is the closest space station in this sector?
It's the trade station and Terrace port.
So we're being offered the opportunity to go to a trade station. I have to remember that I'm not using blinking. Yeah, the rotation being on A and D, rotation being on A and D rather than Q and E, and turning being on Q and E rather than A and D. That's very much a kind of.
Situation report on Antaros port.
Accessing database.
That's very much a kind of. Oh, I actually have to like physically fly there. Oh. Oh wow, I thought this was just going to take me a little bit like the FTL thing does. But no, I actually have to sort of like target it and fly through the asteroid field. Oh. That's interesting. We're kind of like speed flying there. So this game has an interesting little kind of flow of activity and non-activity. It's very interesting. I love the shield principle. We've only got 23% hull repair, but that is, I'm assuming, to do with the fact that it's the tutorial and you start off having been damaged. So here is our Antaros port. And there is a Stardock down there. So we're going to head down to the Stardock on the bottom of Antaros port. Or the top of Antaros port?
Scott from the 5th Republic Fleet here.
Top of Antaros port.
Docking permission.
Station control tower here. Dock at the assigned bay. Over.
Ah, was it free for a day? Oh, fair enough. I didn't see that it was free for a day. Low crate and approach dock 9 at low speed. Stop the ship within the highlighted area. I can't see the highlighted area yet, so I'm assuming it's like... Ah! Oh wow, that's quite a kind of... quite a small little area, really. We need to get in here, and then we need to stop. Okay. So we wait a few seconds, and it should confirm, and we are docked. I wish the ship maneuvered that easily when I was in charge of it. You discover a great commotion around the freighters on the station. I mean, I could try just for Mr. Envious. Nope, that's not what I do. No, wait. No, wait. You... I could try doing that. You discover a great commotion around the freighters on the station. When you exit the ship, you hear shouts from all angles, merchants bidding ever-increasing numbers over merchandise. Your crew and yourself leave freighters behind and search for a repair workshop. You find yourself looking at neon lights when someone bumps into your shoulder. So it's kind of got like a little bit of a text adventure style to it, a bit like FTL actually. Ouch, that hurt. It's a scruffy young woman who begins to collect spanners and metallic objects of all sorts she had on her as she tries to steady herself. Don't worry, are you hurt? You should be more careful. Don't worry, are you hurt? Oh no, it was my fault entirely. Oh, excuse me, Captain. I'm sorry. My name is Susan. I'm the head of Pulsar Ship Repair Workshop. What can I do for you? Actually, we were just looking for a repair shop for our ship. You walk together to the docking bay where the ship is located. Susan rubs her eyes incredulously. No way! A KP-564 SC warship? It's completely totaled. How did you manage that? All right, we can do it, but it won't be cheap or easy. The repair cost highly exceeds your credit amount. After negotiating, you're able to handle a series of tasks for her in return for payment. In the meantime, they shall give you a completely operational ship. Do you know where we can find the transmission room? Of course, Captain. Where there's a transmission bay in the next district over, I can show you the way. Large space stations often have a transmission system highly superior to that of normal ships, allowing for cross-sector communication. You walk through the station until you reach a transmission bay, where you encounter 2 guards. After identifying yourself, you're allowed to pass and spot the transmission crew busily sending coordinates and data to nearby stations. You are granted a terminal in order to send a situation report to the Republic. Captain Scott here. We're transmitting from Antros Port Station in Sector Thama 6. Captain Scott, we were expecting your arrival 2 Earth days ago. Yes, sir. We ran into problems. We were following the trail of a slaver. Network in Lithoba 1 sector. We infiltrated their base and obtained a crucial part of their information that you asked us for, but our scientists are still unable to decipher it. During our retreat, we were ambushed by an assault fleet. We thought we had left them behind when we arrived in the sector, but we were intercepted. We finally managed to finish off the enemy, but 2 of my crewmen lost their lives, and the Genesis was practically destroyed. Sorry to hear, but Captain, we'll give them sending off they deserve. What's your ship's current status? Our ship is damaged. As one of the most experienced captains in the Republic, your presence is requested as head escort and reception of our guests. Every governing body of the universe shall be present, set aside the differences in favour of a new era of peace and prosperity. Okay, and then we can go to the store. The space station panel is where the offered service is presented. As in crew section, you'll be able to hire different crew members. The store section has the possibility to purchase equipment. Contact panel allows you to accept different missions, and the stash allows you to store salvage pods for use in new runs. Oh, so you can store equipment to use between runs. So you've got kind of like a... almost like a... Cool, Sattercraft. That's awesome. You've got almost like a Moon Crash style element to it, where you can take items or take pods from one run and pass them on to another run. So over in here, we can accept this contract. And we can make funeral. Make funeral. Oh dear. We don't want the ion reactor. I'll sell that for 1,000 credits. We'll keep the nuclear missile. As to what else we've got light plasma cannons, light intelligent missile launcher Mark II, shield generators, increasing the amount of shielding we have. That's tempting. Oh wow, we have a much weaker ship. We've got a cloaking generator, a pulse generator, a mine launcher, a nuclear missile launcher, light plasma cannons, and a light cannon of the Republic. Okay, so if we've got a nuclear missile launcher already, I'm going to sell the one here. So this is our new little ship. Light plasma cannons, and we've got a light cannon of the Republic. Range 1,400, hull damage 30. Range 1,006, shield that. So I'm going to take the plasma cannon, and I'm going to switch it out for the light cannon of the Republic. Because actually, to be honest, like, the shield is going to be the major problem. Especially with early game ships. And then we can... Departments. Add crew member. Engineering. And scrapping. We don't have anyone who would be good in the sick bay because we don't have any medical crew, and we don't have anyone who'd be good in the research lab. I'm assuming engineers work in both engineering and scrapping because they're both engineering. Yes, scrapping skill 5, crafting skill 3. Actually, no, we switched those around because she's got much better crafting skill. Stephanie has a very good crafting skill, and Wanda has an okay scrapping skill. So that's the best way around. So it actually does tell you their skills. We've got some specialists, some engineers, and some scientists. Oh, so does it actually only show you ones that you can use? So scrapping skill, engineering skill. Then we've got specialists with medical skill. Or scientists with medical skill. And scientists with investigation skill. Doesn't seem to remember the crew. Not really sure why it doesn't remember the crew. And it seems to have additional... Okay. In order to repair the ship, you'll need an ion reactor. This is usually a problem. You have materials needed. But this isn't the case. We have some news of a freighter in 2 Earth days. Okay, so we've got a mission to go and deal with.
Everyone to their posts. We must find that missing freighter.
Captain, do you think it could have been an attack?
It's
So that's where the freighter should be, but it went missing.
The security systems would have asked for a security detail from the station, and they would have come to its aid.
They could have used a signal inhibitor to cut communications.
I like the fact that you can just activate like a rapid fly thing. I don't know how they're going to stop you using that to escape fighting.
Restricts commercial routes in order to guarantee the safety of its freighters. This behavior would be a direct violation of Roguelike.
I wonder what happens if you crash into an asteroid.
Section 2/08.
You can't fire your weapons while you're in rapid flight mode. That's fine. Makes sense. Kind of gives me almost like vibes of what was it called? Quadro. Quintet, that's what it was called. Let's move a little bit faster.
We've arrived at the freighter's last known coordinates, Captain.
There doesn't appear to be anything here. Mai, can you scan the area?
I detect irregular radiation readings coming from the middle of the cluster.
Let's take a look.
We're going to head down to these unusual radiation readings. I'm just going to even up my power as we get closer. So I do like this ship design. This looks very much like the Normandy from Mass Effect, actually.
We should proceed to scan.
Affirmative. Mai, prepare the analysis module.
Preparing the scan system.
Aim and keep right mouse held to scan the radioactive origin. Okay.
Scan complete, Captain. It's a fragment of the freighter's calibration reticle. I am 98% positive that the damage and radiation emissions confirm a plasma cannon attack.
This looks like the result of an attack. Mai, can you follow the radiation signature?
Comparing samples. Similar readings found in nearby coordinates. Establishing route.
Okay, so we're going to follow the radiation signal. Okay, that's fine. Headed in this direction. 90 kilometers, so we're definitely going to use our pulse engine. If I can get ourselves lined up with this slightly kind of like control mechanism that I'm not used to. I'm not used to that style of control. It's very much a kind of flight sim style. Very much a flight sim style rather than a... rather than the sort of combat style games I'm used to. Interesting though. Oh, I might want to slow down because that is surrounded by asteroids. Although we can get a little bit closer.
Captain, we're being hailed. Shall we accept the call?
Affirmative.
Sure.
Ex-Cleo, commander of the Starship Insurrection of the pirate fleet here. I order your immediate retreat. This frigate is now under our control. Surrender or we'll open fire.
This is the captain of the warship Genesis of the Interstellar Republic. I demand you halt your activities immediately.
Captain Scott? Of the warship Genesis?
In that hunk of junk.
Hunk of junk?
Well, we are kind of in an Antaros freighter, so...
You asked for it. Crew to arm!
Okay. Weapons and shields to full. Nuke away! Nuke the little shit! Eat it! Weapon skill! Rapid fire! Oh, my front shields are dead. I spent far too long flying directly at someone. Full power to the wind. Power up the shields and the engines. Let's get some distance. Hey, Polar Plays, welcome to the stream. Did I see your comment on stream chat? Yeah, I read your comment on stream chat, dude. I replied to your comment. Not sure how much more... How much more sort of seeing it you... Right, we're going to slow right down and we're going to broadside the guy because my shields on my left side are actually pretty good. So I'm actually going to broadside the guy because... Oop, clicked outside of the box. Because my shields on my side are good. It's my shields on the back that are the problem. Or shields on the front, sorry, that are the problem. So we're actually just going to broadside them. That would have been probably much, much more difficult if I hadn't had the nukes. The nuke made that much easier because we only had to deal with two.
The ship's remains correspond to the freighter we've been searching for.
Freighter?
We have to look for survivors
Freighter.
and confirm the shipment was...
How are you doing, Polar Plays?
Preparing to board.
You enter what's left of the freighter as the bay doors close behind you. Within it, you find the remains of what used to be an enormous commercial freighter. You can see all sorts of supplies and objects on the floor, accompanied by what were once their crew. After some time searching the corridors, you come to the passageway with two possible paths. So, D&D has taught me we always go left. Your crew and you advance through the corridor you have chosen. The further in the ship you go, the more you get the feeling that you are not alone. After a while, you reach another crossway. Go left. You reach a small chamber where the path splits off in two directions again. Now, if we go left again, we've gone round in a circle. One of the specialists says, Captain, I think we've been here already. You look a bit closer and you're sure you're back at the first turn. Okay, so go left again, then go right. We've been here already. Go right. Go right. You walk in a circle. You arrive at a hallway with a bay door that opens in front of you. Though the door frame and still within the darkness, you are able to make out a faint light. That's though the door frame is still within the darkness, you are able to make out a faint light. They're a Brazilian developer, so I'm going to forgive them bad English because that's not their main language. To be fair, the translation is brilliant. There's just a few sort of misplaced words here and there. Let's enter. As soon as you enter, the bay doors close and lights turn on. At the end of the room, you see a raw protonite shipment stacked in rows that emit rays of light. Robotic voice surprises you. It seems this ship's my system. Intruder detected in the loading bay. Activating security protocols. Opening evacuation doors. The AI waits a few seconds and begins to speak. Opening suspended. Validating credentials. Error. They are intruders. AI system hesitates a few seconds. Establishing analysis. Probability of intruders not being identified as intruders. 100%. You hear servo motors at the evacuation doors. Negative. The shipment is anchored here to ensure its security. 0% probability that intruders are identified as intruders. Establishing analysis. Error. The AI begins calculating probabilities while it seems confused. Can you just stream on the forest? I've done some streams on the forest in the past, Adcraft. It's not... There's not a lot of content in the forest even now. Like, I've played through it, and I've played it with 50 and things, but it's very much just kind of running around building things. I've played 7 Days to Die on stream, though, so you never know, I might. People might play this game that plan to play it later on in the evening, might play it in the afternoon. I'm confused, Polar, but welcome, welcome. The AI begins to calculate probabilities while it seems confused. Only someone who isn't an intruder would claim they are. The intruder claims it is an intruder. Probability, protocol, incompatible. As it exclaims different errors, you hear the voice shut down due to logic error. The bay doors close. You are now out of danger. Never remind me to upset our May. Mission accomplished. Load these crates. Okay, so we got a
Let's go back to the station to inform Susan.
got a collection of raw prototype. Nice.
Just to abandon it.
They didn't abandon it. They were right next to it.
To the radiation we've been following.
Captain, the coded data seems to follow the same pattern obtained in the slaver's base. Our team can't undertake an investigation. We haven't found enough matches.
This very, very much does look like the Normandy, doesn't it? It's a nice little homage, I think. So now we want to head back to the station. So if we go into the map and we set our target for the station, my games, my PC games are not even in 720 unless they're on Bandicam, the screen recorder. My games, my PC games are not... I'm sorry, Polar, I'm not quite getting what you're saying there. Just going to head ourselves back to the Allied station because we got what we need to repair our pulse engine, our rapid transit engine. I must admit, when I started the game, I feel like I have coffee in me. Fair enough. I also feel a little bit like I have coffee in me.
Republic ship requesting docking permission, please.
Station control tower here. Dock at the assigned bay. Over.
Max out our engines.
Establishing communication. Docking protocol prepared.
We've got a bunch of little kind of abilities. We've got a rapid fire and our nuke. We also appear to have silent running mode, maybe? It's nice that it's got like a bunch of different docks and it kind of assigns you to one of them almost randomly. What's my most popular videos on YouTube? Not a clue. I am not popular. I think probably my most popular streams on YouTube were my Subnautica streams, but that was just pure luck. I just got lucky with Subnautica. My most popular videos, yeah, probably the Subnautica, but I just got lucky at streaming it at just the right time. After arriving at the station, you go to the docking port where the ship is located. In it, you spot Susan, who rushed out to meet you. You've returned. Have you found anything? We found the freighters. There weren't any survivors. They're all dead, Susan. We were unable to do anything. They were violently butchered. They're all dead, Susan. We were unable to do anything. You're the pilot ever since we were kids. Were you able to rook up the cargo? Yep. Well, at least there's some good news. Our crew is currently heavily invested in their repair work. Since you need the ship as soon as possible, maybe your engineers could help us. Could they process protonite slabs and fabricate a new ion reactor? Of course. So, you've obtained the first blueprint with it. And the specified materials, you can create blueprint objects in your task panel. Weapons and some objects can be scrapped in order to do things. Ah! Insert object and crew will undertake... Oh, I see. So this is what the task panel is for. Weapons and some objects. Go to the department screen and salvage the raw protonite. Ah, so we go to the department. We add 2 people with salvage skill, and then we say raw protonite, scrap. So these are like active tasks. That's probably the settings on your screen then, Polar Plays. Like, to change the setting, to change the resolution settings on games, you just have to, like, go into settings, game, not settings, sorry, settings, video, and just change the resolution settings. Like, that's all you have to do to change your resolution settings. So if we go to departments, we need to fabricate a new ion reactor. So if we add our crew into here and we go to ion reactor, build. So that's pretty cool. Like, you can actually make your own items. And we also got some salvage as well. Susan examines the ion reactor closely. An excellent job. With this, we'll have everything we need to finish the repairs. I have another favour to ask you in the meantime while we're finishing things up. Speak with me when you're ready to go. That's probably an issue of your actual physical screen then, Polar. Could be your display drivers. But if you're saying you're getting 720p through Bandicam, your screen should be able to display 720p. Okay, so we got a nice bunch of all sorts of stuff. In the engineering department, what can we build? Cloaking generators, intelligent... Ah, that's probably what we've got. We've probably got a cloaking generator. If we look at systems. Yeah, we've got a cloaking generator and a pulse generator. That's probably... And a mine launcher. Those are probably the special abilities we have. That makes sense. That makes sense. Accept the contract for the inspection. So, station inspection. We've stopped receiving protonite shipments after the attack on the freighter. We can't guarantee the commercial route security in the mining station sector. Investigator Howard Huggins must fill out forms immediately, transport him, and evaluate the station's status. Okay, so we're going to go and evaluate the mining station. You have 85,541,264 cash, and it took you 3 days to get. I would say that's probably quite quick. As far as I'm aware, that sort of game tends to be quite... Oh god.
You lack bridge privileges.
So now I have a babysitter? Is the Republic sending you to watch over me?
It's a
Wow.
matter of security, Mr. Huggins. The last protonite shipment was assaulted.
Captains are not what they used to be. If a pirate ship attacked me, there wouldn't be enough space for them to hide.
We're sure of that.
Wow, this guy's an ass. But yeah, we've got cloaking, we've got mines, and we've got a pulse generator. That's really cool. I wonder how the cloaking generator works in combat. Does it just make things unable to target you for a significant period of time? If so, that's actually a really interesting little thing for a game with this style of combat.
These transport ships are not ours.
It seems they found a more interesting intermediary than your company, Mr. Huggins.
This can't be. We have to register this immediately.
Press P to enter the camera mode. Ah.
When the foreman finds out, heads will roll.
Okay, so we're going to head to the second station now. My dad plays the same game every day on Euro Truck Simulator 2. He has...
Captain,
He obviously just chilling out a bit. Like different... The thing with simulator games like that is different people...
Mr. Huggins.
Different people play games like that differently. Some people play it to kind of power level, and some people play it just to chill.
Captain, there's no sign of activity on the station.
It looks completely abandoned. We should dock and discover what's going on here.
Ooh, docking. This is very, very much like a kind of like high graphic FTL sort of thing. Very interesting. I like it a lot. I like that style that they've got going of kind of like the text adventure from FTL style, or the sort of multi-choice text adventure style that you get in certain roguelites, combined with a kind of full-on space combat sim. I wonder if having certain bits of equipment gives you the option to complete things more easily. But yeah, like, for instance, with Minecraft Sattercraft, my partner plays it just to chill. So I kind of tend to power game it, so I go for high power tech. She's spent several days just building a castle. And she hasn't got any tech in the mod pack she's playing at all. She's got no tech at all. But she's just enjoying herself playing the game for days on end, building herself a castle. The dock bay doors open, and the captain and his crew arrive to a great reception hall. It currently only has emergency lights on to show the remains of broken furniture strewn across the floor, forming large mounds of rubble. Oh, this is not good. Look for survivors. From within the darkness, the crew discovers burned or buried bodies among the remains of the station. Upon digging one out, they discover that he's still alive. They came. We resisted. The man moves his arm slowly, pulls out his ID card, offers it to you, and finally dies. Take the ID card. You advance through one of the hallways guided only by emergency lighting. On the walls you can see scratch marks and blood. After a while advancing, you reach a completely sealed bay door. Next to it you see a small keycard reader. It's currently inoperational. We need to reactivate energy flow in order to advance. Could open it by firing at it. Could use okay, let's go and turn the power back on before we start blowing up doors. You search the chamber for an energy terminal to re-establish systems. After a few minutes you find a room that contains generators. The head of engineering team comes to you. Detected an anomaly in the generators. We could use the remains of one of the destroyed machines to make them work again. There's no need, I can fix it myself. Go ahead and try. Maybe it's best we leave the station. I'm not the kind of guy who would look at an engineer and tell him I'm better at his job than him. There's a reason I'm a captain and he's an engineer. He's an engineer because he can engineer things. I'm a captain because I'm good at, like, space tactics. So, go ahead and try, engineer. Your engineer's capacity to craft ensures your success. Okay, so my engineers have such high crafting ability that... Okay, so yes, your engineer stats, your crew stats do affect your ability. The team analyzes the damage with minute care, prepares a temporary solution. A few minutes later, they construct an apparatus that allows energy to flow temporary. Fine. We introduce the ID card. You advance through the hallway and search different rooms that you find. You arrive to the bridge where a log recent docking events must be. The large computer that occupies the room is completely destroyed. You continue advancing through the small chambers without any luck finding anyone nor clues as to what could have happened. In one of the workshops you find plans for a weapon prototype. Maybe your engineers could make use of them. Nice! So we got a weapon prototype from it, at least. But we don't know what happened.
So?
We've looked over the station. There are no survivors.
But this can't be happening.
We have to inspect the last station.
I think I've had enough. We should head back.
God,
This
you
oversteps
whiny
your
piece of shit.
jurisdiction, Mr. Huggins, you can come with us, or you can stay here. You decide.
This is an outrage. You guys are kidnapping me.
Wow,
Jettison
spoiled.
hatch for immediate exit.
Oh, nice.
All right, fine. I'll go with you.
MAI threatens to jettison him into space. I like that. I agree, MAI. We should definitely jettison him into space. 100% guaranteed jettison the whiny little shit. The music's really good as well. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Turn the music up a little bit. Hopefully you guys can hear the music going on. It's really nice, kind of like epic space music. Oh wow, the cloaking actually turns us completely invisible even when we're on full speed. We arrive invisible for the final one. You arrive at the last station. After hearing Inspector Huggins complain the entire time, you can't wait to finish the mission. Everything looks calm on the station when suddenly a group of ships appear. They're pirate ships. You recognise Explio's emblem from the hull. Maybe they want revenge. There's no time to lose. You order your crew to prepare to defend stations.
Captain, the station is under attack.
I told you we should have gone back. We can still turn the ship around.
Control yourself, Mr. Huggins. We won't abandon any innocents. Crew, stay alert. We'll hold off the enemy attack.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to cloak myself. And we're going to move forwards very quickly towards these ships. Fire from cloaking position. Going to put power into the engines because I can't actually see the enemy ships right now because they're the other side of the freaking station. Fast weapon firing. Rip those shields to pieces. Slow down. Add power to the weapons. Oh wow, one of the ally ships got killed. That's really frustrating. Get out of my way, ally. I don't want to shoot you. Okay, so we lost one ally. That's fine. After the skirmish, the mining station director thanks you. Thanks, Captain. Those pirates appeared out of nowhere. They wanted to keep our protonite extraction. We're lucky you arrived when you did. Are these attacks normal? No, the air is usually very peaceful, but the past few days there have been a few skirmishes between pirates and trade ships. This exceeds any other incident we've had to date. Do you have any information? You asked the director if he has any relevant information you could shed light on some pirates' intentions. I have no idea what they could want besides our protonite, although an attack on this scale just isn't logical. Wait a moment. The director disappears from the visor, only to return a short time later. I've been informed that we have recovered an encrypted transmission from one of the ships. This may help you. Thank you.
Captain, the corrupt transmission corresponds to the rest of the data patterns.
Is it possible to begin an investigation, Crewman Burton?
The science team currently believes we have enough data to decode everything. We will begin right away.
Understood.
So let's slow down and stop, and then I can salvage the little red dot. That's where you get your salvage from, is the little red dots. Bloop. There we go. Start researching the coding. So if we go into the inventory and we go to the departments and the research lab, we can add our 2 scientists into this task. And then we can decode the data. It would be interesting if it wasn't like instantaneous. Oh, it isn't instantaneous. Nice. They've actually added a thing where you have to do something.
Our work here is done. Let's head back to the station.
Oh, is the ally ship also
I think I need a vacation.
dropping scrap? Because there's scrap over here as well. So we're going to go and see what this scrap is. I think that might be a dead ally. I may have accidentally nuked one of my allies. Ooh, I kind of rammed the station, but thankfully in this game there doesn't appear to be any damage from ramming stations. That's good. There we go. That's that salvage done. So let's head round. I'm glad there's no damage from ramming stations because the controls are a little bit fiddly. But I think that's just the style of the controls, is that they're just a little bit fiddly. It's not because I'm bad, I promise. It's not because I'm terrible at the game. Yeah, I think this is a really, like, the audio, the style of it is very, very interesting. The way you can shift power from one system to another. The loot box system, I can see why they've done the loot boxes, the loot box salvage. I don't necessarily think, like, opening, like, I suppose it's because so you can transfer it to other runs. Like, that's why they've done it as boxes, so you can pass boxes on to future runs. But I don't necessarily think it was necessary to do that.
Station control tower here.
Back at Dock
Dock
7,
the assigned
lovely.
bay. Over.
Dock 7's on the
Receiving
outside, so
coordinates.
I like that.
Establishing communication. Docking protocol prepared.
Let's go all the way around to Dock 7. I'm not shooting at random civilians, but I promise. And my green screen's messing up again. And there we go, parking the green light, and it should take us on to the station. Huzzah! And I only have one person watching. Yay. Ah, well. I'm going to play for a little bit longer and then I will call it quits as we only have one viewer. Once back at the station, Howard says his goodbyes with a few words and he leaves the group. Susan comes up with a more cheerful demeanour. You're finally back, Inspector Huygens looked a bit out of place. Did everything go well? It's best not to ask. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. Susan looks away for a few seconds but recomposes herself and resumes the chat rapidly. In any cases, we have good news. It was tough, but the ship's repairs have been completed. I guess this is goodbye. Don't be strangers. Come visit us if you ever get back to the sector. Of course.
Captain, our scanners detect multiple signals in the area. Maybe we should investigate them before warping to Tacit Stella. Perhaps someone needs our help.
So now we have back our big old ship. And it's given us all of the items we made. So, do I want... A cloaking device might be nice. A cloaking device and maybe a pulse generator. And then we can sell sort of excess stuff. Oh, does the shop only have... The shop only has so many slots. Interesting. And we can put our crates into storage. And we can upgrade things. Oh! You can upgrade things. Okay, so let's upgrade our Gatling gun. And let's upgrade... What else can we upgrade? We can't actually upgrade anything else. That's frustrating. Can we scrap some stuff? Oh yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff to scrap. So one thing that would be nice is if in this scrapping section it showed you what was on your ship and not on your ship. Oh, it does. It actually shows you like where it's been equipped. So if it's not on your ship, it appears as a kind of like cargo unit. That's actually a really subtle way of doing it. Being able to set certain crew members to permanently be working in the scrapping department, or permanently working in specific departments might be nice. Because having to go through the adding crew members thing each time. And it gives you a chance of getting a blueprint as well. That's really cool. So now, if we come in here, we could upgrade, for instance, we could upgrade our cloaking generator, we could upgrade our plasma cannon. Can we upgrade both of our plasma cannons? What about our light cannons? Oops, I accidentally upgraded a plasma cannon twice, but that's fine. Okay, so we've now got a lot of heavily upgraded stuff. Does that change the appearance of the weapon fire? Ooh. Doesn't change the appearance of the weapon fire. That's fine. So investigate the remaining points of interest. So what are these points of interest? We've got a suspicious activity down there. Let's go and have a look at the suspicious activity. I have a feeling I'm the only person watching my own videos. Ah, well. I have a feeling the one person watching is me. Another little asteroid belt. Identifying themselves, they activate shields and weapon systems.
Activate the shields. All hands to battle stations.
Prepare to die.
Enemies of the Republic deserve to die.
I don't think you realise quite who you're facing here. Like, I am like a full-sized Republic battleship at the moment. My guns are wildly inaccurate, but I have a lot of weaponry. Hey, David Burrows. Welcome to the stream. Or thank you for sticking around the stream. I'm glad you're enjoying it, dude. I'm just chilling, playing a little bit of Between the Stars, the beta. So, this guy, you've been shooting me in the back. You actually destroyed my rear shielding, so I'm just gonna, like, turn my weapons on full and destroy you now. Oh, wow, he took out my front shields as well. What are you shooting me with? That is doing that much damage to my shields. Pulse wave generator. Wow, whatever he was shooting me with, it is really dangerous because it just ate my shielding. That was nasty. I lost all of my rear and forward-facing shields, even with my shields powered up. Again, the salvage mechanic I can understand, but I'm not enjoying my time salvaging because you have to point directly at the little red dot. It is not a problem, but it's not something I would classify as being a fun element of the game, is finding the little red dot, pointing at it and holding left click for a second. Maybe not remove it, but maybe add an upgrade you can put in one of your green slots, kind of like a little auto salvage upgrade. Hey, Karumi, welcome to the stream. How you doing, Karumi? That's the Allied station. I want to go to the other suspicious activity. Although I might want to, you know, max out my shield energy and just recharge my shields first. So before we sort of turn on our thrusters and go there super fast, let's sort of head slowly in the direction of this one. Just allow our shields to recharge. They're not terrible, like they're ticking up reasonably quickly while we've got full power on. There might be a shield enhancer, a kind of shield booster that we can get to recharge our shields faster. I know there was a shield thing that gave us more shielding, which I certainly wouldn't complain about because we kind of lost all of our shields super fast in that encounter. Is your birthday? Congratulations! Happy birthday, Kurumi! I would offer you a present, but I don't really have anything to give you. I might have some old game codes from Humble Bundle, but that's probably about it. But congratulations! I hope you had a nice day. I hope you had cake. This is the important thing for me. Birthday means cake. That's the important bit. I think I might like to see like a slight redesign of the UI. Like cut down on the art assets around the UI and make the actual UI assets larger. Might be an idea. Again, this is all sort of like early development stuff, but I like the game. No cake yet. But cake should happen as soon as you wake up on your birthday, Kurumi. Even at 24, like you should wake up and like breakfast should be cake. Breakfast should be a big chunk of cake on your birthday. 100% confirmed. Birthday cake breakfast. Best thing. So, the little patches of asteroids, I can understand. Transmission from a civilian vessel interrupts an otherwise tranquil voyage. Captain, thank goodness you arrived. A terrible disease has spread through the crew of my ship, and some of the passengers as well. Sadly, we don't have a medic on the ship. It could be quite serious. I'm sorry to hear that. Has there been any casualties? Hey, cat lads! A gift code for what? Yes, Captain, at least 20% of the crew have died. We don't have much time left. Oh no, Jimmy! Oh god, his head is inflating, Captain. It will explode any moment. We need a doctor urgently. Okay, so this is the age-old FTL quandary of there's a sickness on the enemy ship. Do I send a doctor and risk losing my doctor? Dude, cat lads, do you just go around every stream on YouTube asking for free games? I mean, it's exactly the same as the girls who post up things on Tinder saying send me money. And girls who post up stuff on like the dating apps asking to be sent money. Like, all the power to you if you can get free games that way, but so age-old quandary: do we send a doctor or don't we? Currently exists, bask in the glory of non-glorious existence. Exactly. Actually, the developers of this game, Kurumi, say FTL was one of the inspirations. It's a roguelike game inspired by FTL. Go on, send a scientist. Your scientist's medical skill is not high enough to ensure success. The scientists arrive on the ship to commence diagnosis of infection. After a few hours, there are no longer any patients left to examine. Okay, I didn't lose my crew member. I didn't lose my crew member. Well, cat lads, if you go around streams on YouTube just asking people for free stuff, that, like, you're exactly the same as those girls who go on Tinder and ask for free money. More power to you if you get it, but... So let's head for... Where are we headed? We're headed to Tacit. Where's Tacit Stella? Is Tacit Stella all the way over here? You're going to play Valkyria Chronicles 4? I don't know. I enjoyed Valkyria Chronicles, but I would say not many people watched, but then not many people watch any of my stuff. Where is Tacit? Where is Tacit Stella? Plenty of people do, iNoob. Plenty of people do, although it's usually young women who get people to give them money for no reason, I noob. Are you a young woman? If so, you can probably get people to give you money for free. You play what you want. You play because you want to. That's why I watch. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, it's one of these things which I've talked to people about. Is when you are a streamer, whether you're a big streamer or a small streamer, you should play because you enjoy playing. Well, let's put it like this, cat lads. I am currently using a computer that hasn't been updated for about 4 years, and the last time I bought a game was about 3 months ago. I don't have the money to be randomly giving away stuff. The people who have the money to be randomly giving away stuff are the big YouTubers that have enough subscribers and followers that they can actually afford to buy stuff to give away. I don't have anything to give away because I'm broke. Failed condition 1 already. Dang it, I noob! If you were a beautiful young woman, I would have had you ask people for free money and then used you to get myself free money. Oh, use the... That is Tacit Stellar. Okay! I was actually in a sector. I thought I'd gone to Tacit Stellar. But no, Tacit Stellar is actually... I get it. I get it.
The investigation has finished. We've been able to restore the transmission we picked up in the Slavers' headquarters. I think you need to hear this immediately.
Nartos, Fleet Admiral of the Children of the Sun here. Situation report, Commander.
Commander Explio from Lithobia 1 here. All preparations are complete as per your orders.
Perfect. The Galactic Summit is nearly upon us. The wrath of the Children of
I've
the
clicked
Sun
update
shall
twice,
fall
I knew.
upon the Interstellar Republic.
So try refreshing, it should
We
fix
have
it
to
now.
relay this as soon as possible.
Okay, so there's something
Understood,
called the
Admiral.
Child of the Sun.
Although there's something that worries us.
You have a
Captain
meeting to
of
get
the
to on your
Republic is
birthday.
snooping around the sector.
Just
We followed
phone
him after his warp jump.
phone
He
up the
destroyed
person
our
that you've...
ships.
Shush.
Take care of him as soon as possible. Now is the time for us to control the mining and commerce
Yes.
network.
Yes, I
Send
understand
a
the
pirate
story.
fleet
I'm trying to talk
and
to
make
someone on my
sure that
chat.
the protonite mining stations are under our control and that none of
It
the
doesn't pause it
Republic
when you go to
stations
that
are
screen.
supplied.
Are you done?
Break their will.
God freaking damn it! Shush!
Kill them all.
Shush!
May the sun light your way, Commander.
We'll keelhaul them all. Explio out.
Hey, cat lads! Thank you very much for hoping that I fail because I don't have a lot of viewers. Just because I took the piss out of you for asking for free shit. The Admiral sounds like the guy from XCOM. He does sound like the guy from XCOM. Well, Karumi, it's your birthday. Just phone up the person you have a meeting with and tell them that it's your birthday and that you're not coming. It's probably a good way to get fired, but... Just be like, it's my birthday, I'm not coming to the meeting. Get fired. Cat Lads wishes that I don't have a lot of viewers and I fail. So, yay! Cat Lads is a nice person. Cat Lads is one of those people. Story? Yep, story. Hey, Quacksar, welcome to the stream. How you doing? It's not showing the YouTube side at all, I knew, because Restream just won't connect to YouTube.
Reception is awaiting you on the docks. All representatives and diplomats shall be escorted to the Senate chambers, where the summit shall begin.
I don't think we'll be having that summit, Admiral Xiao. The Children of the Sun no longer receive orders from the Interstellar Republic.
What is the meaning of this, Nardos?
For centuries, the Children of the Sun have been subjected to the whims of the Republic.
It's not Quacksar. I've
That
clicked
time has come
update
to
on
its end.
Twitch like 20 times, but
Order
it's
your
just not
retreat
updating.
And complete demilitarization of
Like,
your strategic
I'm
points
clicking
across the
update right now,
universe.
and it's just refusing to
We've
update.
looked out for the security and common interests of the universe for hundreds of years.
Hollow Knight Space
We won't
DLC.
cave
Hey,
to the
I'd
scare
play Hollow
tactics of
Knight
a
Space
few
DLC.
bloodthirsty savages.
Just a few, Admiral? We've been complacent for too long, but that's over now. The children of the sun will no longer be led by an unworthy puppeteer. It's time to cut those cables and strangle their detractors with them to the last.
Okay, that's not good.
This is high treason. Opposition to the Republic like this means a death penalty to anyone
Okie
who
dokie,
supports
Kurumi.
your rebellion.
Astroneer was updated. Cool.
Negotiations
Kurumi,
have ended,
have a nice day.
Xiao.
Enjoy your
Surrender or
birthday.
die.
I'll pop back in after if you're still on. I'm probably going to cut this game after a little bit, go and do some stuff that needs doing, and then I might be back a little bit later on.
Millions will die.
The decision has been made, Xiao. May the sun light your way, Admiral.
Defend the headquarters. All power to engines. Let's get us into this combat. Where's the nearest enemy? Nearest enemy is there. Approach the enemy. Power to shields and weapons. Open fire.
The children of the sun are attacking the headquarters.
Oop, I'm hitting the headquarters now. More power in the engines, please. Fire!
Captain, our shields have been damaged. We won't hold out much longer.
We're kind of surrounded by a whole bunch of these guys. Oh, wow. There are a lot of them. Turn side on, broadside. We still have shields on the broadside.
The children of the sun are focusing all their fire on the station.
No, they're not. They're focusing like a good 90% of the fire on me.
0.057%.
That's another one down. Nuke away! Enemy vessel! Open fire! Broadside!
The headquarters
Broadside!
is at breaking point. The armor around one of our engines has been destroyed.
There's like
Structural
20
damage
of
to
them.
the headquarters rising. Explosion imminent.
God, they just keep warping in. This is a meant to lose fight.
Has been destroyed.
This is definitely a meant to
You'll
lose
pay
fight.
for this. Do you hear me? You will pay for this, even if it's the last thing I do.
Look at the number
I'll
of
get
them.
you if I have to follow you to the end of the universe.
Captain, snap out of it. We need you more than ever now.
Captain, there's a fire in the reactor room. The pressure readings are off the charts.
Not surprised, we're getting shot a lot.
Burton, answer, damn it! Bastards, you won't finish us off.
Captain, we've lost the propulsion engine.
Heavy damage to the ship. Status critical.
Oh, shiz, there's one right above me.
Never get away with this, not us. The Republic will prevail.
Admiral Xiao.
Admiral! To all captains, focus fire on Naruto's ship. He can't be allowed to leave here alive.
There's still like 8 of them. Lick the enemy!
Engineering workshop has suffered a massive breach.
Alert. Alert. Decompression imminent.
Crew member Diaz, leave the room immediately. That's an order.
Sorry, Captain. It's too late. I have to close the doors to avoid the entire ship's decompression.
Don't do that, do you hear me? I forbid the closing of those bay doors.
Manual lock activated. Closing
Screw it.
doors.
Nuke away!
It's been an honor, Captain.
No!
This ship just will not die. And for some reason my side shields just don't take any damage at all.
I'll end you, Nartos!
Is this Narto's capital ship? Is that why it just won't die? Because it just seems stuck at 35% energy. I choose you, Lickitung!
Confirmation required.
Captain James Scott of the Interstellar Republic, ID 4128C. Deactivate protection protocols.
Crew security protocols have been deactivated. Captain, the systems will not support the overcharge. The probability of death is 100%.
We cannot allow the children of the sun to get away with this. My full power.
Nuke away!
Yes, Captain. Life
Rapid
support
fire.
Offline. Defense systems offline. Redirecting power. Power at 110%.
Yeah, that was definitely a meant to lose.
250%.
Meanwhile, back at HQ.
500%.
Oh, wow.
1000%.
Are we going full Gigabeam?
For the Republic!
Hadouken! Kamehameha! The spaceship version. We bounced a graviton particle beam off the main deflector dish.
My situation analysis.
Systems completely destroyed.
Crew dead.
Crew dead.
Wow! Crew dead. Nice.
So this is it, right?
MAR system. Protocol error. Damaged.
Wow.
Easy. I'm here with you.
No.
Rest, Mom. Rest.
And there we go. Our captain died as well. That was a meant to lose. The crew were nubs. Yeah. The crew were definitely nubs. Extreme nub. Very crew. And that, I believe, might be the end of the beta. Thank you for playing the early access demo. I'd like to remind you that open access to the public demo will be on the 12th of September, on the same day as our Kickstarter. If you'd like to please follow the social media links for more information. So there you go, guys. 12th of September, which is today, there is a public demo. This public demo is going open. So if you would like to have a go at this game and have a look and see if it's the sort of thing you would like, and if you would like to try and support them on Kickstarter if you do enjoy it, then there you go, 12th of September. At Isolated Games on Twitter. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I have been the Gaming Droid. This has been Between the Stars, and I will see you all in my next stream. Bye-zy-bye, everybody.